Huck's base and a group of infantry at the bottom, so possibly trying to pull the army of HuK out of position in order to move in with his infantry. Although, as we can see, these stalkers are now moved, but the infantry just now starting to move up, and he does not have any medevac support. That is not going to be nearly enough infantry to take on this army up here. And intelligently, QXC sending up one Marine to scout it out and decides, yeah, that is a bad idea, and I must say I agree with him. And it looks like QXC continuing with his Banshee harass, but has not yet gotten Cloak, which I'm a little bit surprised by. I mean, he is aware that there are observers on the map, but that allows him to keep that observer, those observers, it allows him to be a little bit lazy with him if he knows that there's not going to be any Cloaked Banshees. And it looks like the main base from HuK just about mined out, and the natural is up and running full bore here. And he's got a ton of probes on this expansion right now, so oversaturated almost at this base. And it looks like there are still 3 Banshees alive from that harass. And QXC moving in here, trying to do some damage, trying to take off a few units here, although I think he may have stayed just a little bit too long here, apparently just going to suicide these units and actually doing a ton of damage. You can just see how powerful these Marauders are against those. And the Banshees moving in the back, doing some more harassment, just absolutely great control by QXC. And it looks like HuK is going to have to pull his army into his main here in order to defend against this. And we do have some Void Rays on the move here. These Void Rays are going to clean this up, no problem at all, because there is absolutely zero anti-air in this army mix. And it looks like QXC did use that extra command center going up to the gold here, and he's actually building yet another command center, so we may see him double expand here, which I think is a bit risky considering how big of an army we see from HuK right now. HuK is just really getting huge. He's got 2 Colossus and a large Stalker Zealot army to support it, along with a couple of Void Rays overhead, so that could be very problematic to deal with. And oh no, these medevacs getting caught horribly out of position. These Marines are going to get dropped, and if he gets most of his units out of there, possibly going to be able to take out one of these Void Rays. No, good control by HuK. Manages to pull it back and save it with only 40 life left, and it looks like both medevacs and most of the infantry are going to be lost by QXC in that battle there. And here come the Colossus along with the rest of the army. Another Void Ray jumping into the mix here. And remember, this is before the patch, so the Void Rays do a lot more damage once they reach phase 2 of their damage. And taking out some production buildings here, very, very crucial. And with these Void Rays all charged up, I don't think that QXC is going to be able to get out enough anti-air in order to do some serious damage here. He does have some Banshees coming up to do some harassment, but that is not going to be nearly enough to do what he needs it to do. He is really going to have to get some anti-air out. You can see frantically throwing down a bunch of missile turrets, trying to get that defense up so that he can stay alive for a bit longer. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Some turrets do get up, but is that going to be too little too late? He manages to take down one of the Colossus. If he can get the other one, he might be okay if he can hold these missile turrets. And it looks like he is going to force him to back off. Oh my goodness, barely holding on to one. No, he does lose it. And both of the other Voiders are really low. A third one coming into play again. And it looks like QXC may actually be able to hold this off if he plays everything just right. Absolutely great unit control here, using that Marauder concussive shell to slow down his enemies as he backs up, and just doing a ton of extra damage by buying himself a little bit more time. Meanwhile, these Void Rays are going to continue to harass, taking out an expansion, it looks like, and with the help of these Zealots and Stalkers that are left in this Protoss army, I don't think that QXC is going to be able to hold on to this, and he's going to try to run his SCVs out of there, save as many of his miners as he can, which he had a decent amount there, so it looks like he'll get a decent amount out, but frantically trying to put up some more production buildings once again so that he can try to hold this attack off. Meanwhile, QXC does have the expansion at the gold up and running still, and he's got a planetary fortress and 2 turrets up here, so he is going to be able to defend that relatively easily unless they get a serious push together, because that planetary fortress is very difficult to take down with only ground units, and it looks like these Void Rays are going to continue to do a lot of damage, pulling him back into the range of the turrets, and it looks like all of, no, one does get away with only 44 HP left, but these Vikings are going to move out and clean that up. Very, very good save by QXC. It looked like he was in a dire situation, and he managed to pull it out somehow, but the ground forces of HuK moving over here, going to try to take out this other expansion that we see from QXC, and it looks like that planetary fortress is probably going to be able to hold this off, especially with all these SCVs and mules here to repair this stuff, and putting up another command center at that base so that he can actually probably, I'm guessing he's going to try to take this island. And no, he needs to cancel that command center before he loses it. Okay, he did cancel it in time. I was getting a little bit worried there. But if we look at the income tab right now, we can see that QXC is just absolutely dominating the econ game right now. He has more harvesters. His income is way above HuK's. He does not have quite the gas income Oh, but the Achilles heel of this expansion, that there is no anti-air over here, and it looks like QXC is going to frantically try to get his Vikings over here to do some damage, but those Vikings are not going to be enough because there are also Stalkers in the mix with these Void Rays, and those Stalkers are going to be plenty to take down. As you can see, only one Viking managing to get away, and that even gets chased down by these Void Rays, and it looks like once again QXC is going to lose an expansion. He is moving his infantry army out to try to take this on, but there are just so many units here. I don't know if he's going to be able to take down that many Void Rays. Only 4 Marines, going down to 1 Marine already. I don't know why the rest of these units are here other than to possibly make it look like there's more there than there is. But 2 more Void Rays joining in the mix, going to come up here and do some more harassment, and he really needs to focus on getting a significantly larger amount of anti-air, and we can see he does have a lot of barracks right now. It looks like a total of 7 barracks, and 3 of them with reactors, and these Void Rays are going to come in here for some reason focusing on that supply depot rather than on something important, managing to force 1 Void Ray back, but it is still alive, and then trying to stem and get in here and take out more. He does take 1 Void Ray down, gets the 2nd Void Ray, and he's going to get this last one. No, it barely manages to get away with just under 100 HP left, and he's going to come back and try to harass the supply depot just a little bit more. We do have some infantry from QXC trying to take down the structural rocks on the secondary entrance to HuK's base, and it looks like he is going to be able to get those down relatively easily, although no, he's going to actually pick up and come into the main and do some harassment. Apparently I missed a small drop here because he did manage to take out the Nexus, which is pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of resources there as far as minerals go, but you can see it looks like there was about 1,500 in gas left still, which is a pretty big deal with how gas heavy some of this army is from HuK. It looks like he's got a lot of Stalkers. Of course, we did see that he built the Colossus earlier, although I don't see him producing any more right now, and he is continuing to produce Void Rays. So he was pretty reliant on the gas in there, and it looks like he is not going to be able to mine that very efficiently at all since those assimilators are still up, but the nearest Nexus is of course at his natural, and that natural is actually getting dangerously close to being low too here. QXC is in a dominating economic standpoint right now, and if he can continue to hold on to this gold base especially, he's going to be in great shape, although it looks like this Void Ray has managed to find a small hole where it can get into this at this planetary fortress without anything able to defend it, but there are Marines coming over to defend against that. They are going to be able to force that Void Ray back in the medevac, going to heal up those stemmed Marines, and here comes the Void Ray once again. Oh, he manages to get it back just with 9 HP. Very, very good control by HuK, once again managing to make the most out of his units, but we do see a counter push from QXC right now. A ton of Marines and Marauders taking down that Nexus immediately, and it looks like he is going to be able to take out the rest of the production buildings. And HuK is going to possibly try to all in here, it looks like, with all of his units, although I just don't think this is going to be enough because there is a ton of infantry being produced at the main base, and of course QXC actually getting up his other expansion. He has a command center here but does not have anything mining it yet, so I'm going to try to hold on to this planetary fortress, but no, it does manage to go down to 3 Void Rays here. So it looks like HuK is in really, really bad shape here if he does not do some serious damage here very, very quickly, and these Void Rays going to manage to chase down a Viking getting in there, although there's one turret on the corner here going to defend. And here comes the infantry army from QXC going to take on all of these Zealots and Stalkers and Void Rays here. And 3 Void Rays still left, but there are a decent amount of Marines. If he controls these Marines well, he should be all right. And it looks like he is going to take down 1 Void Ray. The 2nd one just now going down, and the 3rd one having to run away, and the rest of it. And he says GG. So yeah, it looks like this may have been a tournament because he did wish him good luck. So apparently QXC going to move on into the next round of whatever tournament they're playing in. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching this game, guys. A lot of fun to cast. That was a great 1v1, and these guys are obviously at the top of the ladder almost every time you look at it, anytime we see a top 200. So congrats to these guys for being so successful at a new game. But I would also like to mention, I know I talked about the Machinima contract a little while ago, so for those of you who are still with me, I did want to explain that real quick because none of my videos are up on a Machinima. I've actually submitted some, and that's why you haven't seen as many 1v1 casts on my YouTube channel. I guess I'm just going to start uploading them to my YouTube channel again until I find out what the heck is going on with Machinima, because yeah, they've had games of mine for like weeks now and I still haven't seen them pop up anywhere. So anyways, I'm just uploading this one to my YouTube channel. And also a reminder, Wacky Wednesday, of course, our weekly series that we've started doing focused around cheesy play in StarCraft 2. So if you've got some cheesy replays of cheese that you've done or cheese that people have done to you, whether it's been successful or held off or whatever, anything related to wacky out there strategies that you've used. I would like to see as many 1v1s as possible, but I'm not going to turn away team games if you guys have any incredible cheese for 2v2s or 3v3s or whatever. So definitely send in those replays. You can email them to akaya.scbg at gmail.com. So go ahead and send me those replays. I'm going to go ahead and review them. I usually review them Sunday and Monday, and then I'll actually cast it on Tuesday and upload it on Wednesday. So go ahead and get those replays in as soon as possible to make sure that they get reviewed for the Wacky Wednesday of this coming week. And thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. GG.